Flavia for Chaoszine, and I have Jairo Guedz from the Troops of Doom with me. So welcome, Jairo. So how's it
Thank you very
going?
much. Well, everything is okay. We are very, very excited about this release of this second full album, right? In May 31st of May, yeah. And yeah, everything's okay. A little bit. The weather is not good in Brazil, so it's too hot here, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's a heat wave, right?
Yes.
So the Troops of Doom released your debut album, Antichrist Reborn, in 2022. So the release
Yep.
was marked by some great shows where you shared the stage with the Cavaleira Brothers. So I was there for the Rio de Janeiro show. It was truly amazing. So the band
Uh,
fits perfectly together. You guys have a great sound and you put together a great show. You guys on stage are amazing. So how was that experience for you?
was really great because not only because our gig itself, not only because the Troops of Doom was showing our gig and our music to the people, but also I met my friends Max and Igor and everybody on the backstage. So was really good. They invited me to, as always, to do the Troops of Doom song with them on the stage, and it was very, very cool. And that gig was amazing, especially in Rio. Was great.
Yes, and they were playing with Dino Casares, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, it was great to see you on stage with all of them. It was fantastic. It was
Thank you.
brilliant. So you also headed out on a South American tour along with I Am Morbid, right? So
Mhm.
how was the audience's reception for your band and your sound?
They love it. I mean, after that tour, we received a lot of messages and followers on our social media. So I think what's great, and it was very, very funny because we were very. I mean, I was like, well, how can I do it? It's okay. I mean, it's a big band. I mean, David Vincent and and everybody. So I was like, wow, it's not too much for. I mean, for a band like us, like in the beginning of our career, but we had a lot of respect from them. So I'm very happy to take part of this tour. And in the beginning, it was like an American band and a Brazilian band, you know, just looking at each other and hi, morning, not too much chit chat, not too much talking. But then in after the gig in São Paulo, I bring the guys to a restaurant of a big friend of mine, Henrique Fogaça, and he's a very famous chef in Brazil. And so I bring the guys, and they became crazy with the food. So we broke the ice, so to speak. I told them, okay, you can eat whatever you want, and it's for me, it's on me. So then we became great friends. So last week was David Vincent's birthday, and I talked to him. And well, I love the guys, and I'm and now I'm a friend of Bill Hudson. Also, he's from São Paulo, so we are talking sometimes. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, fantastic. And it's funny that you say you're a beginning band because you began in 2020 during the pandemic as the Troops of Doom. But it is a super group because you helped found Sepultura, and Marcelo
Yes,
Vasco has been around in the scene, and he had black metal bands, and he's a graphic artist making cover art designs for bands like Slayer, and Alex
yes,
Kaffer, whom I know is has been around for ages. He played with Matanza, but he was in a great band here from Rio called Enterro. And your drummer
yes,
is
yes,
from a band from a different universe, right? From Tia Anastasia, but he has been around for a while. So you guys are a
yes.
super group, and you have been making music professionally for a while. So as the Troops of Doom, you might be young, but as musicians, you have great careers. So it's
Yes,
always great
yes.
to see
The,
you guys
the
together.
guys,
Right?
Actually, the guys from I Am Orbit, they asked me about that at the airport. I mean, in the second or third show of the tour, something like, okay, you are the guy who formed Sepultura with Max Sigor and Paulo. And I was, yeah, that's me. And then they said, so it's an honor to play with you guys. So I know we are in the beginning of this band, but we have we have a background, right? So this
Yes.
is great.
Yes. And I think it shows in the way you guys make music and take to the stage together. So
Thank you.
you're about to release your second album, as you said, A Mass to the Grotesque. So I've
Yes.
heard the album, and man, you guys have outdone yourselves. It's truly amazing. So what a great piece of death metal. So it begins with an intro fit for an old school black and white horror movie. It's really very good. So it sets the tone for the whole piece. So how was the writing process for an album? It's really like it's got like everything in it. So how was
Okay. We I mean, we start every song, me and Marcelo, as the guitar players. So we started from nothing. I mean, it's only inspiration. It's on our blood. I mean, we have the same influences from the oldest time. So from the 80s and actually 90s too, we have Slayer, Possessed, Death, Celtic Frost, and Creator. So we have the same influences. So when I start to write a song, or Marcelo starts to write one, we send it to each other and by WhatsApp, and then I send a video from me playing in my room, and nothing. I mean, really professional or big, something really no cool. And I was thinking about doing this, and then you can put hardest bass on it. So it becomes a huge song and a death thrash metal from the 80s and 90s. I mean, it's natural, and when we don't have to force it. I think this album we could experiment something a little bit away from the link with the Sepultura, with the old Sepultura albums. So we did it on the first EPs and the full album, Antichrist Reborn. But in this, particularly in this Mass To The Grotesque, we were not, I mean, concerned about it. We wanted to do whatever you wanted to do. So I think we did something more natural, and it has a signature from the Troops of Doom. Now we have identity. You can see at the cover art. I mean, the old devil, it's not there anymore. Like the main figure of the album. So he's a small piece of detail in the bottom of the cover art. So because we have another universe now to expand our music. So I'm very happy with this.
Yeah, so you mentioned the cover art. So it was done by Dan Seagrave, right? Yes. So,
Love him.
yes, he's another old school death metal guy that's been around doing fantastic cover art for bands for a while. So it's beautifully done in blue and yellow. It's a different thing that you expect. Like your previous things had red and black
Yes.
as dominant colors, but this is completely different. But it's still got that thing. It's got something like a graceful castle to it,
Yeah. Yes.
from the masters of the universe. So yeah, you guys have a great designer among your ranks, who is Marcelo
Yeah.
Vasco, who's worked with bands like Slayer and big names like that. So how was the choice of who would do the cover art for this album, and how do you guys work the concept with the artist?
Well, Marcelo Vasco is a huge artist, but he has also his huge influences, and he's a big fan of Danzig Grave, and as I am, and we are a big fan of H.R. Giger. Also, he's not with us among us anymore, but we are a huge fan of him and that kind of art too. Once I don't know, maybe 1 year ago, or maybe more, Marcelo told me to not do the art, of the cover art of our albums anymore, because it could be, I mean, it could be the same shit forever, like it's his signature. So he was like, man, I want to see a cover art of my band made by other artists. I want to give this to other artists too. So it's more pleasure for him to see from another artist. So we didn't have to talk too much. We decided for Dan Seagrave like that. So we contact him and okay, can you do it for us? Okay, I can do it. Give me some time, and then we start to talk. But we didn't want to talk too much. I mean, and we just gave him a direction, but not too much. Everything you see on the cover art, it's from Dan's head. So we told him we didn't want to use the warm colors, the hot colors anymore for this album. So we want something more cold and more blue and green. So we let everything with Dan, and he created such a huge art, such a great art. Everybody who knows his art, everybody knows he's a detailist. So you have a lot of details and small pieces of art. So we are very happy with this.
Yes, for everybody who's going to get the physical copy of the LP, it's going to be
Yes.
fantastic, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes. So the album was recorded and produced here in Brazil, right? By André Moraes,
Yes.
who also
Yes.
worked with Sepultura recently, right? In this last phase of Sepultura. I think he did
Yes.
Dante
He
21.
was, he was the producer. He was the producer of I think Dante
Dante
21, something like that.
21.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So, and then it was mixed and mastered by a death metal legend. So you guys are in great company. It's Jim Morris of Morris Sound Recording in Tampa Bay, Florida. So,
Yes.
I mean, practically the cradle of death metal, right? So,
Yes.
how was it working with such people,
Also great. Flavia was a dream coming true for me, because I mean, you have Dan Seagrave doing on your cover art, and then you have the Morrison brothers. I mean, Jim and Tom Morris, and at Morris Sound, as you said, it's a cradle of a death metal. So in Florida and all the planet, all over the planet. So we asked Fernando Ribeiro from Alma Mater to give us a budget that we could work with these two guys, and was like that. Okay, if you put us in contact with those guys, Dan Seagrave and Jim Morris, and we can realize this dream. The other stuff we can do it anyway. I mean, we can record in my home. We can do whatever you want. So he was like, I mean, a godfather, and he was. The thing with Fernando is he's a musician also. So he's not only a businessman, he's an artist and a big one. He's a writer also. So he understands our soul and our needs. So he told me, Jairo, go for it. I'll pay the guys, and don't worry. And you will also get a good studio to do the album, because we wanted to do this album for the first time, all the band together, because everything we did in the past, from the last 4 years, was made online. I mean, we never met each other in a studio. So we wanted to do this album with in a different way, like everybody does. Like, okay, we are together in the same studio. The drummer can say to the guy, like, okay, do this. No, it's not good. I mean, in real time. So this it's a big difference when you do this with your band together. So that's why I think this album, for me, it's one of the best things I ever wrote in my life.
It is amazing, truly. So, thematically, a Mass to the Grotesque, it feels like a reaction to the religious sort of establishment, which has lately been taken over so many aspects of culture, right? Especially in politics, especially in a place like Brazil. So, what can you tell us about that? Is that like a thing that you meant to do?
Yes, this album is like a kind of a statement for this kind of a new, especially in Brazil, it's a new kind of it's a new way of political stuff. I mean, we have this problem with the right and left side. It's shitty, but everybody wants to be something. And okay, I'm on the right side, you on the left side. I mean, this is not a soccer game. This is we're talking about people, about about education, about security, about health, and everything, and about food. So it's not we don't have to fight. I mean, against each other. And fortunately, the the politicians did that. They put everything where they wanted to. I mean, they put everything in a simple way, left and right, and this is terrible. I mean, for us. So, and religion is taking place on this also, and we don't agree. I don't agree as an atheist. I don't agree at all. I mean, Marcelo, it's maybe from the Spiritism. I don't know how to speak it in English. From
I think
his
they say spiritualism. I think it was
spiritualism, yeah,
spiritualism,
from
yes.
that's it.
Like
And yeah,
Kardecist, right? Yeah.
Alex also, and Alexandre, the drummer, he's a Catholic. I'm an atheist, so but what the importance of all of this is we live in a how do you say laical country. I mean, in a
It's a
country without
secular
religion.
state. It's a secular
Yes, yes,
state. Yeah.
yeah, secular
Yeah.
state. So we don't have, like we don't have to follow a religion. It's a free speech for everybody. So, but we have this religion party, and in this with the senators and deputies and everybody, and also the president. So I don't like that. I think it's the wrong way to do the things, and it's not politic. It's not politics. So. A little bit about this and comparing this to the medieval era. We're talking about some kings and some wars and all the relation of this with the religion, and that's it. That's we talk about this bullshit that it's always trying to force people to do something, and we don't agree with that.
Yeah, because it
So
divides
I don't know.
people,
Maybe
right?
it's a little bit difficult to speak this in other language as English for me. But it's some we put the grotesque like being us, like we are the disease, we are the grotesque, we are the marginal, the edge of the river. So we are the different, you know and I'm speaking about not the band itself, but the people. And we are a kind of grotesque because we are being controlled. So this is not good.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's a statement.
Yeah, it's true. So you guys just headlined one of the main stages of Summer Breeze in Brazil. So it took
Yeah,
place last month in April here in Brazil, very little time ago. So how was that
yeah.
experience for the Troops of Doom?
Well, we played the last Sunday in Summer Breeze, and was amazing because I mean, since we were invited to do this, was amazing. The press show was really amazing, and also now after the gig, it's the only big metal festival in Brazil nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So. We played with Killswitch Engage, Carcass, Death Angel, Anthrax, Masterful Fate, Ratos de Porão, Causus, only good people, only good friends. So that was amazing. We are very, very happy with the results. And we play in a small stage this time, but I hope we can play in a big one next time, and bring all the power of the Troops of Doom to a bigger stage and everything. So I'm very happy with this. I'm very proud of the band, and I appreciate this invitation. It was really important for us and was great. And I met a lot of old friends I didn't see for a while, maybe 20, 25 years sometimes. And some of them and at the lounge, at the backstage, and that was great.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. So thank you so much for this interview, Jairo. And I wish you guys all the best for your future. And I'm sure that the Troops of Doom will be growing for the next few years and next many years to come.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Flavia,
Thank you
and
so much.
everybody.